Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to the Love Experience Show. I am your host, Ashley J. I am a wife, mother, author, speaker, and couples therapist, relationship, and dating coach. I'm super excited and happy that you guys are here with me. And I know I missed last week, so Happy New Year! Happy New Year 2023 is going to be a blast. Okay. So before I jump in on this topic today, make sure you share this episode with five people and start a watch party. Let's see what else. Like and share and subscribe to the channel. I already said share. So subscribe to the channel and like the video, the episode. So as you can see tonight, we have a very personal topic for me, but it's a much needed topic, I believe. And we are talking about being married to a man with purpose and vision. So, again, before I get started, please make sure you like and share this video and you subscribe to the channel. Let's get these subs up, okay? Let's get them up, okay? All right. So, being married to a man with purpose and vision. And I'm saying purpose. I know that the title just says vision, but being married to a man with purpose and vision, God actually, when I was getting ready, told me to make sure that I add purpose in there. So, there you go. So, what does that mean? So, first of all, let me jump on explaining the difference to you because there is a difference. And I would when he was telling me to add purpose in there, I was like, well, God, isn't that the same thing? And he was like, no, and told me to look it up. So I'm about to share with you what I found out the difference was. Okay, so the difference between purpose and vision is what you hope to achieve. And purpose is why you hope to achieve that vision. So God gives us visions. A lot of us have visions, right? And he shares these visions with us. He wants us, there's purpose placed on our life, things that he needs us to accomplish in life, and he gives us the vision to accomplish those things. So I want to the way I visualize it, the way I understand it and I see it is purpose is the person. Vision is the vehicle we use to get to where we need to go. Okay, that's how I'm visualizing it. Literally, as I'm telling you this, that is what I see. I see myself in a car driving. Okay, so the purpose is the why. Why God placed this in us. So for me, why you see this face all the time and see me on social media all the time is because God placed in me to help people have healthy relationships. And the vision that I use to do that is doing my lives, is doing my show, is doing coaching, is doing therapy. All of those work together. Okay. If you think that I'm not giving you the correct difference, go ahead and put it in the chat. It doesn't bother me. Put it in the chat so we can have a conversation, a dialogue about this. Okay. So I actually found this topic today. It was something that I started working on back in 2017. That's when I first started writing this down. And I was sharing with my husband. I was like, I remember when I wrote this, and God actually told me I needed to start writing this down because he was going to use it. So, hey Ida. So, and hey Bill Black. So I was like, okay, so I wrote down the points that he was giving me, things that he was using to stand out, and the vehicle that he was using was my husband. Um and it was like he was opening my eyes up to what he has placed inside of my husband, the vision and the purpose that he's placed in my husband. And the reason why he chose that time is because At that, it was, I clearly remember this. It was at this point when he and I were kind of going back and forth about money, extra money. Okay, bringing in extra money. We were going back and forth about this, and I was getting extremely frustrated with him. And it was like one of those times when God was like, hey, hold on. I need you to listen to this. And then he started to point out the purpose and the vision so that I cannot be so frustrated when my husband wants to talk about money. And I was like, oh, is that what this is? Oh, okay. Well, it doesn't aggravate me as much since I know what it is. So I'm gonna share with you my notes on this. Okay. Y'all ready? If you're ready, tell me that you're ready. Put it in the chat that you're ready to hear this. And again, don't forget to like this video, share it with 5 people, and subscribe to the Love Experience Show channel if you not have not done so. Follow us on Clubhouse and on Instagram and Facebook. Okay. So told you guys the difference. Now, here is step one. When you first meet him, you can automatically tell that he's not just an ordinary man. Okay, so let me tell you something. You can tell when somebody is operating out of their purpose, out of their vision, and you can tell when someone is not. And there is somebody in between. The in between is the person that thinks that they are doing it, but they are really just all over the place, and they're putting their hand to a whole bunch of different stuff just to see what's going to stick. I was that person. But this is when you see a man that is like this. The way I'm gonna illustrate this for y'all. I'm gonna illustrate it through how I saw my husband, because he is the reason for this topic. So I'm gonna share it that like that so y'all can get a clear visual of what I'm talking about. So first of all, you've heard me say this in different forums, but when I first met my husband, it was online, right? And his approach online, y'all probably gonna be like, well, what, how is somebody's approach different? Listen, his approach on to me online was different. He approached me in a way that no other guy approached me. And it was different because he approached me with respect. He approached me not as this beautiful toy that he could play with. He approached me as another, not just, approached me with respect, but he also approached me as someone who was interested in another person, interested in getting to know me. And the reason why I'm saying it like this is because a lot of times when you get approached by men on online dating apps or social media, whatever, it's that they come at you in a different way that makes you uncomfortable. It's almost like they're telling you, oh, you're so beautiful, but it's in a sleazy way. It's in a way like, yeah, you're beautiful, but I can't wait to see what the rest of you holds besides just your face. Is that making sense? He did not come at me like that. So straight off the bat, he was different in that area. And as y'all can see, there's us right there. That's us. That was my one of my Christmas gifts. So anyway, he approached me differently like that. And then also our conversations were different. Every other guy, they wanted to talk about sex, and they wanted to talk about how they was going to make me scream and all of this other stuff. He was not like that. He was not interested in talking about that. I thought it was weird at first, but I liked it because I was like, "Oh my gosh, I don't have to fake anything because he's not coming at me that way." I like that. Okay, so that's number two. Then when seeing him in person, he was just as nervous as I was. Um, and I was very grateful for that because that meant to me that he didn't want to mess up our in-person experience by, I don't know, being disrespectful to me. He wanted to make sure he held himself accountable for how he treated me when we met for the first time in person. Honey, if I'm wrong about any of this, go ahead and put it in the chat, correct me or whatever. But that was how he treated me. So straight off the bat, he did not come at me like any other guy. Any other guy was leading with their penis. He was leading with his mind and his heart. And I truly, truly appreciated that because it was totally different. And even with the guys that there was like maybe one or two guys that did not lead with the sexual advances, but they tried to lead with their heart, but they were leading with a false heart because they were saying things like this one guy I went on a date with, he was like, "Oh, I can't wait to marry you." Well, hold up, bruh. This the first date. What you mean you can't? You don't even know me. I feel like that was a false heart because there was no way that you could know me in 5 minutes and say, "Oh, I can't wait to marry you or make you a wife." And this and no, I don't. I don't feel like that's true. So anyway, that is the difference between how he approached me and how other men approached me, and that's what made him stand out. He did not, his first words to me were not, "Hey, beautiful." I want to say he said my name. He used my name, which means I was a person to him. I was somebody who had value. Um, yeah, he thought that's what I wanted. He thought I was a person of value. So the fact that he said, "Hi Ashley, how are you doing?" That was different. It was completely different. And y'all might be watching and saying, "Well, how in the world? That's just simple." It exactly. If you ever did online dating, you would understand where I'm coming from. He was different because he kept it simple. He kept it straight up. And to this day, he will keep it 100 with me. So that's just who he was at that time and who he is now. Okay. So yeah, that's the difference. That's step number one. Okay. Step number two is you have to, a man with vision is intentional with who he approaches to share his vision with. A man with vision is intentional with the woman he chooses to share his vision with, because not everybody is capable of handling a man with vision. See, the reason why God put us together, my husband, he had his vision in mind already. He already knew what he was supposed to do and who he was supposed to be. I, on the other hand, was someone who was still trying to figure it out. And that was okay. That was okay. So with him knowing what his vision is and who he is supposed to be, I was equipped. I had that thing. I'm trying to think of the right word, but I had that thing within me that was able to handle him. Because if you are unable to handle a man with vision, then you might get left or you might get ran over and you're going to be caught trying to catch up. And that's um as simple as I can put it. Either you're going to get ran over or you're going to get left, because they are very intentional. A man with vision is and purpose is very, very intentional. Just like a woman with vision and purpose is intentional. They are very intentional. And you have to be okay with the intention. There is a strategy behind how they move. There is a strategy behind it. They're not just going to make mindless moves. They're going to make moves that are going to benefit them and push them further towards their purpose and their vision. It's going to push them further towards what what the goal is, achieving that goal. So if you cannot handle that, you cannot be with a person who has vision, because you're going to wonder, well, what about me? Well, why aren't you here? Why can't we do this? Why can't we go on this $18,000 trip? Why can't we just drop everything and go? It doesn't work like that with somebody who has purpose and vision, and who is convicted and very extremely intentional with achieving what God has placed inside of them. It's not going to work that way. They have to do things that's going to make sense. And this just came to me. The reason why God placed me with him is because I am a person who moves that way as well. I am not that person that is going to just do things off from fly from the seat of my pants. I can't do that. I'm not wired like that. I have to decide whether I'm going to do certain things. I cannot just drop my, whatever it is and go. Like I have to plan it. So that is why he placed us together, because I understood that. I saw him that way, and I understood it. Okay. So y'all let me know, is this making sense? If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and put them in the chat. So you have to be able to handle somebody who has vision, and vice versa. If you are a woman with vision, you're not going to be able to deal with a man that has no purpose and has no vision. It's going to drive you crazy. It is. And you're going to be upset because all they want to do is um, sit on the couch, play video games, or whatever it is that they want to do. And you're going to look at them and think they're lazy, and you're going to get tired of it, and you're going to get bored. No matter how good the sex is, you're going to get bored. So you may want to reconsider if you're not married already, who you are allowing into your heart, really, because it needs to be somebody that can take up that space, but at the same time let you be who you need to be. Okay. All right. So the other thing about being with a person with vision, when, like my husband, he's like a lion who's locked in on his prey, and he does not stop until he gets his prey. Now, that may be a crazy visual to you, but if you understand that, or I'll say like a dog with a bone, he's not going to let it go. They are ferocious with getting what they need to get. They are ferocious. Like, they keep getting at it and keep going after it until they have conquered it. They keep going. They keep going. They don't stop until they are able to conquer and achieve that goal. Everything is about that goal. Everything is about how they can best achieve that goal. Everything. Okay. So you have to understand that. And sometimes, yes, it could be a little lonely. Like, before I settled on, and I don't even want to say before I settled on, before I aligned with God and what He had purposed for me in my life, I was sitting there like, okay, but why do you have to do this type of work at this day, on this day, at this time? Why can't we do this? My husband, yes, he made time for me. He made time for me. We spent a lot of time together. We were doing things together. He made sure that we did that. But there were times when I just wanted him to just be. But his mind, he was always going. He was always going, always coming up with a way to get um that goal. Honey, can I say what your goals are? Is that okay with you? I forgot to ask you that before I got on here. But he was always going after his goals. And that is what's going to happen. And funny thing is, once I started going doing what I was supposed to do, what God has purposed me to do, I spent countless hours um trying to come up with my courses and countless hours working on social media posts and everything else. And it was like, oh, wait, now it's kind of balanced out because now we're both working towards something. And there were a couple times where he wanted me to, kind of chill, but for the most part, he didn't bother me because he understood that the assignment has to get done, um, no matter what. And I will say this, and I know this personally. Um, when you have been tasked with completing something for the day, the Lord tells you, "Hey, I need you to get this done today," or I need you to get this done during the week. And when he tells you, he tasks you to do that, you cannot rest until it's done. You can't rest. You keep going until it's completed. I've tried, and it frustrates me when I cannot get this thing accomplished. It frustrates me. And I have to try to go back to it so that I can finish it and I can get peace. Because there's a reason why he wants me to complete that thing at that moment on that day. Okay? If y'all have any questions or comments, pop them in the chat. Okay? Because I want this to be a dialogue. Like I'm pouring out to you, but I want this to be a dialogue as well. All right. So hey Colleen, it's good to see you. So you have to, that they're relentless. They're relentless when it comes to achieving their goal. They are relentless. Okay? You have to understand that, and you have to be okay with that. Okay? So my husband answered my question. He said my number one goal is to take care of you and my family, but also um build a legacy that my children can build on. That's the number one goal. And I'm glad you put it like that. So I'm gonna go with that. That's the number one goal, building legacy. That's what he's tasked with. And the way he does it, that is the way he needs to do it because that's how God gave it to him. And my role is a support. I'm a partner in this. I'm a support in this. Um we we have rental properties. I go with him to sign contracts. I'm a support. My name is there too. I we talk about rent, we talk about repairs, we talk about all of that stuff. I am a support to him. And I'm glad that he shares this with me because I see how this works. So that if I ever have to take over, guess what? I can do that. Now I don't know all of it, and that's really my fault for not really um asking and getting, bogged down with my own stuff, but I can still handle it if it comes to that. Okay? So that's the number one thing is that we're doing. There's other stuff that's going on in the background, but that's the number one thing. And the goal is to get as many properties as possible to build our portfolio so that our kids can have that legacy, um and do with it what they feel like they need to do. So that's the goals, and that's what he is constantly working on. And I've seen the frustration on him when things don't work out the way he needs it to work out. I've seen the frustration, and I'm there for the for the frustration. So if you are not able to handle that, and it can look ugly, like this stuff, yes, other people may have vision and purpose, but when it's somebody that's locked in, um when failures happen, or they face challenges, it hits a little bit different than somebody who is not as focused on their purpose and their goal. It's a little different. Okay. All right. So the next thing is, I think I jumped ahead of myself, but as a wife, we have to cultivate the dream, whatever the dream is that they have. We have to cultivate their dream, and even while we are going after our own dreams and goals. So he once I started working on my business. First, it started out as a blog, and then it transforms into relationship coaching, and like there was a lot to it that has changed. You guys, if you're following me, then you know all the things that I have my hands in. I have a podcast, I have this show, I have my YouTube channels, I have social media, and then there's things that is going to continue to evolve. So I am working towards my goals. I have my goals, my business that I'm doing, and also helping him with his business and his goals. We are It's a thing, it's a balancing act. Um and right now it's a little bit easier for me because I'm not going as hard as I should, but I'm about to start. I'm about to. I am ramping up how hard I'm going after it, but it's my job to also help him cultivate his goals. And guess what? You know why I'm talking about this with you today? Why you're seeing my face and I don't have a guess? Because he told me today, hey, babe, why don't you start teaching people again? Why don't you do that? Like, I know you like having guests on your show, but I think you should get back to teaching people. And I laughed and I said, you know why? I said, you know why I'm laughing? Because you just gave me confirmation, because God has been telling me to do that. So he helps me, pushes me in the right direction. He helps me to do what I need to do. And there's things that I'll come up with um that I'm not going to share with y'all just yet, because I need to keep working on it. But there's things that I've come up with him, um, and I'll share it with him, and he's like, "Okay." First, he was like, "Well, where'd that come from?" And then second, he's like, "Okay, well, if that's what you want to do, if you feel like that's where you need to go or whatever, then go ahead. Let's do it." So it's um it's a give and take. Or not a give and take, but a balancing act where we're both working towards our goals and helping each other at the same time. Y'all got me? Am I clear? Because I feel like I'm rambling. Okay, so a man with purpose. A man with purpose. I feel like I described that man a little bit, but let me let me see. Okay, so a man with purpose is his characteristics are: he's resilient, he is headstrong, he is a self-starter, he is a convicted man. And when I say convicted, he's somebody that is convicted within himself, um, for how he presents himself, for how he presents his goals and his business. He's convicted where he is listening to God and wanting God to give him direction on what he should do next. Um, so he's convicted with his purpose. He knows exactly who he is. There is no way that anybody else can turn him away from what he should be doing, because he knows what he needs to be doing. And if anything gets in the way of what he is already in motion with doing anything or anyone, then he is going to remove that roadblock. He's going to get it out of the way, because it's not serving a purpose. It's not enhancing the purpose. So this man, he's going to get rid of the stumbling blocks. He is going to plow right through them, and he's not going to let them slow him down. He might hit a hiccup, but the hiccup is not going to keep him from going. He he becomes restless when he's just sitting on his goal. So he has to constantly be in motion for with the things that he has to go after. Constantly be in motion. He is not happy. You might even see this man get to the point of depression when he is not able to work on that goal. He's not happy if he cannot achieve that goal. He's not. And he is going to almost violently go after what he needs to go after. And this man, what other characteristics does he have? He also has a way of identifying who is the right person for him. He can identify and pick up and hone in on um a potential wife's characteristics. He knows exactly what he's looking for in a woman, and what exactly she needs to bring to the table for him. And he knows how to incorporate her into his dream, into his purpose and his vision, so that they can both work towards it. Because once he identifies that woman, then he knows that she's going to want to help in whatever way she can. He knows that she's going to want to help, so he already knows how he's going to include her in on the vision and the purpose. And he is going to raise children who are working towards a vision and a purpose, because this thing is contagious. You can't just sit near this person or be in this person's life and not do anything. It's contagious. And you're going to want to start doing it yourself as well. So he's going to keep working at it. You're going to catch the flame and you're going to start working at it. And whatever your purpose is, and that person can constantly pull things out of you. And sometimes it could come across irritation. It can come across as you get angry and frustrated with this person. But if you take a step back and you just look at the take a bird's eye view of what's happening and why you're feeling frustrated, irritated by this person, then you will see the gem that was hidden in the midst of it. There's been many times when, like I told y'all just a second ago, there's been many times where I would get so angry and mad at my husband. But once I took that step back, I would see, oh, wait, I need to be writing this down because this could help somebody in the future. Oh, hold on. I need to understand this a little better. Let me ask some more questions after everything has calmed down. You'll see it, understand it, you'll grasp it, and then you'll want to figure things out. That's what happens to me. Yours might look differently, but because I'm in the relationship arena, I see things relationally. So whatever happens between he and I see it and I can use it to help somebody else. I can use it to help you. So that's that's what it is. That's how you, but however it looks like, whatever it presents itself as for you, that is the way you're going to see it. Once you take a step back and calm down and look at the whole situation in a bird's eye view, then you will see that gem. Okay? So you the man is going to do his work his hardest at making sure everybody who is connected to him is taken care of through this vision, through this purpose. He's going to do it. And it doesn't matter what it looks like. He's going to make sure he takes care of everyone. And he knows that this is not something that he can do by himself. Cuz sometimes these dreams and these visions and the purpose is too heavy, too big for just one person to work at. He's going to need somebody to help him. Hence the wife. Hence our ability to cultivate and stir up what's inside of him, what's inside of our purpose driven husband. So that's kind of a description of what a purpose man looks like. That's the description. Once I identified that, I was like, oh yeah, oh yeah, that's what I got all day. My husband is a purpose driven man. He is a man with vision. And there have been times when I almost got ran over. Okay. Oh, there were times when he almost ran me over because I was a block for a time. But I quickly got my bearings together and jumped out the way. Okay. I had to be a little silly, y'all. All right. So, one thing that has to happen when a man and a woman who has purpose join together, both of their purposes complement each other. Both of them complement each other. Um, the way I believe and the way that it's been shown to me, it's like peanut butter and jelly. You put it on a sandwich and it becomes one sandwich. You put it on two slices of bread, peanut butter on one side, jelly on the other, however you want to mix it. Put the bread together, you have a sandwich. That's exactly what happens when you have a man, the husband, he's one slice of bread, the wife, she's the other slice of bread with the jelly on top, and he has the peanut butter on top. And that the peanut butter and the jelly are their purposes and vision. And you put it together and they complement one another and make this sweet tasting, wonderful sandwich that not a lot of people can live without. I love peanut butter and jelly, just so y'all know. That's why I'm all excited about it. But anyway, um, that's what it's like. It has to complement each other because friction comes in when, let's say, I decided I want to be a stripper and I have this husband who is working to build legacy and working to take care of our family, and I'm a stripper. How, from what I described about a purpose driven man, how is that going to complement his purpose? Me having my desire to be a stripper, how is that going to complement it? That type of man, it's not going to compliment it very much. Now I could be a stripper at home in the bedroom, but making that my occupation, that ain't going to work. That's not going to work. Okay? Because he has a presentation. All of us now, before y'all jump on me, presentation, all of us have it. All of us present ourselves to the world in a different way, in a way that is going to work for us, the way that God has showed us to be. Now, for myself, for example, for myself, for an example, when I come on here to you guys, I try to present myself in a way where um I'm attractive and I don't hurt your eyes when you look at me. Okay. I try to make sure that everything looks right. That is my presentation. um I'm not using my presentation to stop you from looking at anything else, because there have been times when I presented myself on social media with no makeup and looking crazy. There's been times when I've done that. So I'm open, but I present myself, oh thanks babe, I present myself as in a way that is going to attract you to continue to watch me, continue to listen to the substance that I'm giving you. So everybody has a presentation. Everybody is going to want to look like something when they present themselves to the world, and that something is going to put out the message that you want to be placed out there about yourself. And hopefully it aligns with what God wants you to look like, and with what you your purpose, what your purpose is. So everybody, that looks different for everybody, but everybody has a presentation. And the reason why I'm saying all this is because a man who has purpose is not, he's not just going to accept just anybody to be on his team, to be his wife. There's a certain there are characteristics and looks that they need to have in order to be with them, so that they can be okay with taking care of business and whatever else. Okay. So there's a presentation. The purpose, that you have to be joined together. Your dreams and your purposes have to join together. Um and you work towards them as one. There have been a whole lot of times, Tariq is my main investor. Okay. my He is my main investor, because he is the one that has helped this dream to keep moving. Because there's been a lot of times when my dream and this purpose and my vision was going to be dead in the water, and he helped financially, and he's helped in many other ways. But he is the main investor. He helps push forth the dream, just like I help push forth his dream, his purpose, his vision. And it's not just financially, it's support. There's support that has to be had as well. And you have to be able to support that person. If it's your husband, you have to be able to support your husband with his vision and his purpose. Because I know I gave you a lot of great characteristics about this man of purpose, but also you have to realize that they are going to hit some low points too. They're going to hit some low points too. And those low points that they hit, they need somebody that's going to be able to lift them back up. When they get to the point where they're like, I don't know if I can do this anymore. It's nothing is working. Everything that I've tried, the finances are tapped. Everything that I tried, I can't hear God. Something is not right. Like nothing is working. Guess what? You have to be the person to say, hey, no, we're not going here. I need you to, you can do this, because it's in you to do it. We are going to figure out where we can find the finances. We're going to figure out how else we can invest some more into this purpose, into this vision. You have to be that person to help the dream go forth. Have to. There's no if, ands, or buts about it. You have to. Just like they help you. There's been plenty of times when I'll say, you know what, I'm done. Like I don't see anything else working for this. Like I don't know what else to do. Like I don't even understand why God got me out here looking crazy, had me starting something, and now I'm at a point where I'm about to drop it. And my husband, he will let me know, well, no, people need to hear you. Sometimes he'll mess with me and be like, go ahead and quit. But he'll tell me, no, people need to hear you. I see where you need to go. And people need you to get there. They need your voice. And he'll help me. He'll push me to go continue on. Or if he's messing with me and telling me, to quit, even though I know he's joking, that's going to push me to go forth too. So you have to support each other. That is so extremely important. You have to push each other because it's going to be low times. And when the low times come, one of you has to pick up the other. One of you. Okay? So if you have any questions or any comments, go ahead and put them in the chat for now. Because we're coming right to the end. I'm gonna go ahead and go through some of these comments. I think I read most of them. So my husband says, Tariq says, the purpose driven man, he knows he needs a helpmate and a partner. He needs a partner. And he does. He knows exactly what he needs. Oh, thank you, Aunt Colleen, for enjoying this topic. I was hoping that y'all would enjoy it. What do y'all think? Do you think I nailed down the characteristics of a purpose driven man? Let me know. Did I nail those down? And if you have some other characteristics you want to add in there, go ahead and put them in the comments. And he said, when I said I had my little chuckle, said thanks, babe. He said Ashley J looks good, so that's why. And we do invest in each other, and you do need that support. You need that support. I hope this was a good time. Did y'all enjoy this? Let me know if you enjoyed this. I'll probably come back to you next week with another topic, or if God wants me to dig deeper into this. Thank you, Ida. One thing I want to say to y'all before I close the show. This is completely turning the conversation, but I need to say this before I end. If you are a guest on the Love Experience show, listen, please listen up. If you're a guest, and I want you to be a guest, but I need you to be serious about being a guest, because I'm getting a lot of people blocking off time. And then when it comes down to the appearance, they ghost me or wait till the very last minute to say they don't want to come on, or whatever the case may be. Listen, I get that stuff comes up, stuff happens, life happens. I get that. And I'm not a person that is going to fault you for that. But I need you to be serious to be on this show. Because this is my baby. This show is my baby. And I don't want nobody playing my baby. My baby is small right now, and that's okay. There's big vision and places where this show is going, and it's going to get bigger. And I don't want you to wait until it gets bigger to say, "Hey, yeah, I want to be on your show now." No, it's too late. You should have took the chance when we were smaller, okay? Because now what you have done is placed a bad taste in my mouth about you. And I'm not going to want you to be a guest on my show again. Like I said, this, if you, I know life happens. I get it. And that's why I give people the option to reschedule. But not if you ghost me. Not if you decide at the very last minute, I don't want to be on this little show. Okay? This is my heart, y'all. This is it. Like I said, it might be small now, but it's not staying small. This is a big show. So please, if I give you a date and you confirm the date and it comes up to the week of and I give you the confirmation email and all of that, show up. That's all I'm asking. Just show up, because you don't know what's going to happen next week. Next week, I might be on network TV. So just show up. That's all I'm saying. All right. Had to get that off my chest. All right. So I have this comment. Men have to trust the Men have to trust that vision that God gave him in order to receive the help needed to accomplish it. Yes, you have to trust the vision. And I thank you. I thank you for watching, honey, and helping me through this episode. um, but yeah, I appreciate you all for watching. Share this episode with people, whoever, everybody you know. Share it. Share the episode with everybody you know, so that other people can get the understanding, and they might be frustrated. It could be some frustration there about being with a man that has a vision and they don't realize it. Share it with them so that they can get this understanding. If no one has anything else to say, please again share this episode, subscribe to the channel, like it. And also, if you would like to be a guest on the Love Experience show, go ahead and send me an email, Ashley at itsashleyj.com. You can shoot me an email saying that you're interested in being on the show, and I will book you. As of right now, there are dates still open in January and February. I'm looking to fill up my calendar for the entire year, actually. So if you know of somebody that would be a good guest on the show, you can also let me know that as well. Tell me if they give me their email address and I'll reach out to them myself. Um, so yeah, you want to be a guest or you know somebody that could be a good guest, then Ashley at itsashleyj.com is where you want to email me and I can get the whole thing set up. Okay. So if nobody else has anything to say, I was trying to give it a minute, but if y'all don't have anything else to say, I will see you next week with or without a guest. I am not going to hide myself anymore. If I don't have a guest, I'm coming on regardless. I have been commissioned by the Lord. He had to tell me, look, this is how you set up the show in the beginning. I said, you're right. So I'm going to be on here with or without a guest. And I appreciate you all for watching and listening here on Clubhouse. And there's only one thing left to say, and that is, what is your love experience? I will chat with y'all next week. Bye.